Hey guys, so I filmed this video like, I don't know, I started an hour ago and I finished like 10 minutes ago, and I realized it was very bitchy towards the end. Just because when I get passionate about something and I really feel some type of way, I get a little, you know, and this is about love and love spells, so I don't really want to be that way. But it comes from a good place, because I see love spells go left. That, honestly, it sounds like a Netflix documentary. Love spells go left. All the time. All the time. I've made those mistakes. I've seen y'all make those mistakes. I've seen my friends make those mistakes. But ideally, it only takes one time and one spanking from the universe to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. So yeah, and I also want to say that you need to have discernment. You need to be in tune with yourself and want what's best for you. I see a lot of witches, like, a guy has ghosted them, and the witch, or the new witch, or whatever she calls herself, is very hurt and very broken, or feeling broken, and very devastated, and she just wants to run to the botanica and get a bunch of candles and fix it. And this is like the 17 and a half time that this man has ghosted her. Baby, you need some healing work on yourself. Especially if you are building a connection with your guides and your ancestors and your own inner being, your own spirit within you. They're going to protect you. They will block the hell out of that love spell. Ask me how I know. If they're very protective and they're very strong, because some guides are stronger than others, and they really don't want that person for you, they will block it. And then you add in, if it's someone that has ghosted you over and over and over, it's going to be a very hard target, and it's just not worth it. So take that energy or take that money and put it into yourself. And then once you heal and you've gotten to know yourself better and it's the right time, then you can do some like attraction work. But no amount of candles is going to bring you a relationship that is not meant to be whatsoever. And even then, it can come to you and only last for 2 weeks. So just try to be reasonable, you know. There are different types of love spells. My favorite, and I'm sure y'all already know this, endulzamiento, which is like a honey jar or a sweetening work. There's a lot of different forms. Some people make a honey jar. I've seen people use molasses, syrup, corn syrup. I've also seen people like make it into cakes, like literally food, not with anything body fluid in it, just literally a cake with sugar and stuff that's prayed over and blessed to their lover. And it's not in a binding way, it's not in a controlling way, it's very innocent. And so is tuberosa. It's very soft, it's very sweet, it's very innocent and pure, and just, yeah, like heart chakra vibes. Those are my favorite. Tuberosa, you can get that candle at the botanica, and I love it. It works very well. I also have a spray, an oil, and a soap of the tuberosa energy on my website. It is one of my best sellers. I absolutely love it. It is my heart and soul. I love it. And the hummingbird spirit is very beautiful, very sweet, very light. Yeah, it's just fun. Then there's like ven a mí, which is come to me in Spanish. In my opinion, ven a mí is like a mixture between an attraction spell, like, I don't know if it's hala hala or jala jala, but that energy, it's like a mixture between jala jala and chibrosa, because you kind of have a little bit of sweetness and also lust that like come to me, because it works on both. And this is just how I work. You know, somebody might use chibrosa for seduction work, and that's fine. This is just how I differentiate them, because sometimes you need more lustful energy because you've been married for 20 years and you don't need that spark again. And then you can follow up with it, you know, with a chibrosa or something. Domination and obsession. And this is one of the ones that made me a little bitchy. But I'm going to be kind and sweet. And I'm going to taste these words before I give them to you. When y'all come to me and you want obsession work, usually I ask you, have you ever truly had someone obsessed with you? And 98% of the time, y'all say no. I have a few times, but the worst was I was 18, I was in college, and my first college boyfriend knew my schedule and would follow me to class, wait for me outside of class, or wait outside the building that I was in for me to come out to go to my next class, and chase me down in front of like literally 200 or 300 people, because we were all changing classes at the same time. And eventually he busted into my music class with a guitar, and this wasn't some cute thing that was prearranged and my professor was okay with, and that's what all the girls thought, because all of them were like, "Aww." Meanwhile, my professor is up front getting pissed off and is confused as hell. This man literally brought a guitar into my music class in college and started serenading me. A damn country song. And some random girl that I had never seen before was behind him carrying a camera. Or a phone, recording it. And then we had to go to campus police. He had to be escorted out by my professor. And they had to take that girl's phone for evidence, so that I could get a protection order. And that's just like the tip of the iceberg with that story. It's very uncomfortable. It is very annoying. And I tell y'all that because best case scenario, you'll just get annoyed, right? Worst case scenario, you can get hurt. Or it can just cause problems in your life. Like, what if he gets so obsessed with you that he shows up to your kid's PTA meeting just to see you when he is not your child's father, but he's just there because he knows you'll be there? Or your job, or your house, and he's hiding in the bushes. Or he's sending people to drive by your house. Like, it can get dangerous. And it's, you know, I'm always going to do what I feel is best to protect y'all, because I've been in a lot of situations, and when this happened, like the worst obsession that someone had over me, I was 18. I was a baby. I have a picture of my first day of college, and I was so little, and I literally, in that picture, I looked 11. And yeah, like, I I wasn't a witch. I mean, I've always been a witch, like low-key, but I wasn't practicing. I was just Nikki being Nikki and someone falling helplessly in love. And obsession and domination, like, a lot of people, they just do love spells because they want power over the person. And you don't want to do that to someone, and you don't want someone doing that to you. It's not okay. If you are not doing a love spell out of love and true, like, desire and good energy, you might get your results, but it's going to be short term, or the consequences will be bad. Who is messaging me? What a brain, I'm fucking brain. Yeah. Just throw the whole man away and go get you one that actually loves you, babe. Because you deserve it. That was a weird noise. I'm sorry. It is 1:03 in the morning. Next topic. Spirit. Some people do use, or I don't like the term use, work with spirits for love spells. This is why divination is important. And this is why a genuine connection to your guides is important. Because let me tell you something. Let's use Aguas Dulces as an example, right? From ATR. So, I mean, there's many, but let's use Ochun, Mama Chola, and Anaisa. And each one of these energies is unique, but there is some overlap because, like my godmother says, at the end of the day, these are man-made religions, and they're kind of just names. But I'm not saying that Anaisa and Chola and Ochun are not real. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just using this as an example because I know this for a fact. Seen it. If you are initiated in Santo, and you go to Ochun, and you give her offerings, or you do a honey jar, and you give her offerings, and the jar, and you basically petition her for this work, and you don't get a response whatsoever, like after a month and a half, there's no movement, or even it's gone backwards, meaning communication has decreased or stopped with this person, it's literally doing the opposite of what you wanted, right? But you have feelings, which is fine, so you're still hung up on them. So you go to Chola, because there's Fashion Palo. Chola. Petition her, and you know that Chola walks with you, right? This is assuming that all three energies through an elder have claimed you and they're on your side, right? And you petition Mama Chola and you do Apollo work. Still nothing. A month and a half later. Then you go to Anaisa. Any like high level spirit can and will do this sometimes. But Anaisa can be tough. Ochun can be tough. Chola, all of these Aguas Dulces spirits can be very, fierce. Because they love us. Sometimes, eventually, they will give you what you're asking for. Just to show you a taste of what they were trying to protect you from. It's not to hurt you. It's not to be mean. It's not spiteful. It's literally them saying you're a good woman or a good man with a good heart. You have a good, gentle spirit. You're loving, you're kind. This person does not deserve you. They are too harsh, too mean, too aggressive, too cold, too distant, too unfaithful, whatever the case may be. And we don't want you anywhere near them because they will drag you by your edges to hell and back and make some stops along the way. And they're doing that to show you, like, we have your back, we have your best interest. If we're not answering, it's for a reason. You know? So just use discernment. Like, this is why divination is important, and I'm not an elder. I am not a teacher. Like, I'm literally y'all's witchy friend. But I have stories for days, and I never want y'all to, like, you know, be in a compromising position just because you're in your feelings. Signs that someone is doing love spells on you, or that your love spell is working on them. There's a lot of overlap here. And when I say someone is doing love spells on you, it can be literal candles, or it might not even be a love spell. It can be them, like, praying to God or whoever they believe in that you'll come back into their life, because prayer is a form of manifesting. I mean, there's a lot of different ways. And dreams are always going to be the number one sign. Especially, like, if you haven't thought about this person in 6 months, let alone even talk to them, and you basically forgot about them, and all of a sudden you're having dreams about them. I'm not just talking about one night. Okay, because that's normal. Like a month ago, I had a dream about my Greek ex-boyfriend from 6 years ago. Who, by the way, my ancestors are still mad that young Nikki messed that up in typical Greek fashion. But yeah. And in the dream, he told me that he missed me and but he was getting married. And I looked it up the next day. Sure enough, Greek cathedral. There he is. Or there's the, wedding announcement. It was going to be that weekend, and I think I had this dream on, like, a Wednesday or something. He was missing me, you know? But I never thought that he was, like, doing something. It's just life. So they can be thinking about you a lot, talking good about you, talking bad about you, but still craving you. If you're having obsessive thoughts, and same thing, like, you have to know yourself. You have to be aware of how you feel towards this person and your thought patterns, and if you haven't thought about them in months or years, and all of a sudden it's, like, overwhelming, it's kind of obvious. Hearing their name 24/7, this is a huge one, okay? And this goes both ways. If you did some love work, or if someone is trying to manifest you, and, like, I mean, when it's happened to me, I went hearing their name, like, 3 or 4 times in a day. And some of them, they don't have a super common name. So imagine. Especially in the South, you know, a lot of my exes are Hispanic. Not all of them, but a lot of them. So in certain towns and certain places, there's not that many Hispanic people, but somehow I keep hearing their name over and over. Crazy. Seeing their birthday all the time. Like, if you look at your phone and you pick it up to look at the clock, and it's their birthday numbers over and over and over and over. I've had it happen to me at checkout, Like, all of this will happen in a day. Usually, it's like 1 or 2 days for me. I'll be hearing their name everywhere. Seeing their birthday. If we had a song, like a very specific song, especially one that's like not trendy right now, because I like 90s country music, and I like 90s Spanish music, and I like early 2000s hip-hop, you know, like things that really don't come on the radio often or at all, because they're not played that much by people anymore. And I hear that song twice in a day, and all these other synchronicities are happening. Girl, you will feel overwhelmed. You will feel stalked by the universe, even if it's because you did a love spell on them. Like, girl. Like, literally, it's happened to me where I'm looking up at the universe, like it is crazy, okay? But if it's someone trying to manifest you, intentionally or not, you don't have to act on it. And this is where the discernment comes in. Like, sometimes it's a test from the universe. I mean, I remember one time I was getting hit with synchronicities with my twin. Overwhelmed. Seeing his name everywhere, his birthday, our song. And y'all, my friend's a bartender, right? I had walked into the bar to spend time with her when she was working. And guess what was on this intercom? Our song. And so I told her, I'm like, girl, these synchronicities are getting out of hand. Because she's a lot more new age than me, but she's still spiritual, you know. And she's like, it's a test. See if you're going to go back and fall for it. You don't have to take the bait. And she was right. Like, just because someone desires you, or just because someone's doing a love spell on you, does not mean that's the universe pushing you towards them. Especially if, and I have seen this a lot too. This goes back to when people want domination and control and possession. If they did something, like they left you, right? And they left you, and they hurt you, and they have all means to contact you. They have your number, your email, your Facebook, your WhatsApp, your TikTok. And they won't reach out and try to fix things because they're trying to take the easy way out. Y'all want to know why that is? And yes, this does happen. Do not gaslight yourself. Like, not everything is work, not everything is brujeria, but men do love spells on women. Go on TikTok. There's videos. A man will have a photo of the girl, his cologne, and a candle. And them playing that game is so that they don't have to admit to themselves, you, spirit, whoever, that they're the one that fucked up. So they and energetically pull you back to them so that you don't hold them accountable. And they get you back. I have seen it. And it's ridiculous. Like, love spells should not be someone's go-to for relationship fixing. As much as I love love, and I love people being happy together, and the beauty that it brings, and God knows that the world needs more of it. Like, love spells are a tool, but if you're just using your spirituality as a scapegoat I'm not saying they won't fall for it. They might. If they're not very spiritual or they're not in tune with themselves and they just fall for it, it might work. But eventually, your own guides will check you. Be like, this isn't right. We're not doing it anymore. She deserves better. He deserves better. Yeah. It's very manipulative. It's very toxic. And that is when I won't do a love work. Because if that's a client of mine wanting to be manipulative, I'll tell them no. Spirit is saying no, and this is why. Because it's not okay, and I'm trying to protect you. Because when you're super emotional, sometimes you can't think rationally and you make impulsive decisions, and there is nothing more chaotic than an impulsive witch. I'm sorry, an impulsive new witch. Like, brand new. Like, I want y'all to understand that I'm being real with you, and this is exactly why I had to refilm this video, because it's going to take this turn. It's going to turn into a come to Jesus talk, because I see it so misused. And it's either going to hurt you, or your boo, or you both, in some way. And, like, heartbreak is a bitch already, okay? Don't bring witchcraft into it when it's not necessary and it shouldn't be happening, and then you have a bunch of spiritual bullshit to deal with. Because imagine doing an Amani. Oh, did I even talk to you about Amanis? Burp? I don't remember. I'll get to that in a second. Girl, I completely lost my train of thought. It is late. Okay, alright. Amanis. This is what made me bitchy, actually. Because has Nikki ever done an Amani? Yes. And I speak Puerto Rican Spanish, y'all. Okay, I cannot roll my R's. I'm sorry. Amani is the best y'all are gonna get out of me. Clock me if you want to. Security, safety, trust, intimacy is like the foundation of a relationship, right? Like, that is what allows love to grow. If you have to do an Amani to someone and you have to tie them to you, you don't feel secure with them. And what you're looking for is something to connect you to this man or woman perpetually so that you can feel secure. Ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Yes, it might also be because you love them and you want to be with them and you don't want them to be with anyone else. But sometimes that manifests as a Amani. Sometimes it manifests as a baby. But that's what you're looking for. A link. A tie. And I don't do them. Like, it goes past, I don't do them anymore, okay? I've done it, I did a few in the past, and I also had to dismantle them. That was fun. On the mild end of things, I don't do them because I don't want the backlash. You know, I don't want to deal with the fallout and have to clean up the mess. Even if you're paying me, it's still time that I have to take out my day and my life to fix something that shouldn't have been done in the first place, right? On the more severe end of things, it's about safety. I have seen, thank God, knock on wood, this has never happened in my life, but I've seen it in others, and I've heard stories. When a woman does a mani on a man, the man gets violent. He might not get violent, but he'll get very angry. Because this is presuming that if you have to do a mani, the relationship is already toxic. Okay? So you don't want to add anything to that relationship that could prompt abuse. So he might not get violent, but he might call you names because he's going to get pissed off. And he might not even know that you have this work on him. But he's going to get frustrated because either he's going to be so controlling and so possessive over you because of this money that a male coworker texts your phone at 11:30 p.m. asking about a presentation the next day that y'all have to do together at work, and next thing you know, your boo punches a hole in the wall because he's tied to you and he's so possessive over you. Or that wall could be your face instead. Like, women have gotten hurt because of this. I am not saying that to be dramatic. I'm not saying that to fearmonger y'all. I am telling y'all what I have seen. He can also get angry because he wants to leave. He's tired of the relationship. He's tired of the toxicity. He's trying to do the right thing and just end it. And he feels like there's always something dragging him back. And he doesn't understand, and he doesn't know why he feels this way. Or he'll just find out that you did it out of money. And I remember one of my ex's brothers was married, had like 2 kids, maybe 3, with this woman, and she had done an amani on him. I don't remember if she did it. I think she got someone back in their home country to do it. But he was just so lifeless. Like, and that's, again, that's a very extreme end of the spectrum, but I mean, he walked around like a lost puppy. That's the only way I know how to describe it. Because it had been on him for so long, and people will pay these practitioners to keep this work in their possession and keep working it and working it and working it and working it. Babe, if you have to do all that, you need to go. Like, I know how much heartbreak hurts. I know how soul crushing it can be, but I'm not doing it, babe. I don't care how much money you offer me. I am not going to be holding works for y'all like that. If it's no money, and just keep working it and working it and working it every time y'all have a fight. Or every 21 days because it's worn off. Now, and there's people who do this. And honestly, I pray for their healing. I'm not even going to talk down to them or judge them. I just want better for the world. Because truth be told, I love my man, but there is not a human being on this earth that I would like to be tied to. in a deliberate, magical way. Because there's already energetic cords. I have energetic cords with people from my past that they're not in my life anymore, but we're still connected. I still love them. There's no hard feelings. There's very few of those. But, kindred spirits, our soul group, you know, those are natural, divinely orchestrated chords. That's a connection. That's not a binding. That's not wrapping and tying. Girl, because think about Romani. When you see the work online, right? Usually it's 2-figure candles or 2 dolls or something. It's not just one string tying them together and there's a knot in the middle. No, it is wrapped the fuck around both people. Yes, to tie them together, but also so that they can't separate, they can't go anywhere else. I hate them. They piss me off. And I'm not here to debate with anybody, okay? This is my personal practice. If you choose to do an Romani, and it works for you, and you honestly feel okay with it, that is your decision. I'm not going to talk down to you. I'm not going to call you names or think I'm better than you or anything like that. If your TP did one on your TL 38 years ago, and they're still together, and he's never strayed, and it's worked great for them, okay. Like, yes, these are extreme examples, but they're still examples, and I've seen a lot of these more than once. So what does that tell you? I'm just trying to, like, gently and sweetly get this through y'all's head, because I would be devastated if any of my clients got hurt, especially from a damn love spell, because it made the man angry. And I mean, there's couples that I've heard of people actually having to tell their lover that they did an Romani because the Romani is causing problems, and they'll go back to the practitioner that did it, and they'll have to get the work removed from the man because it's been on him for so long that breaking the actual work is not enough, and he has to get a whole cleansing, sometimes multiple. Like, it's a mess, honestly, and yeah. And I wasn't trying to be, like, super negative in this video. I'm trying to keep it, like, as soft and sweet as I can, but I have to be real with y'all, because I see this misused so much, and love spells are not bad themselves. It's just like anything else that can be misused. It's all about the person handling it and what they choose to do with it, and how much, and all this stuff. So no judgment. Like, I can't judge y'all because I've been there. But I'll also tell you, it didn't take me that many slaps on the wrist for me to understand. So I don't want this video to, like, discourage y'all from getting a consultation with me. Like, I will happily look into your situation. I don't judge. Unless you're, like, trying to take someone's husband or trap them with a baby or something crazy like that. I don't judge. And I will do my best to help you fix it. And if that's not what Spirit wants, and they want something different for you, I will also tell you that and try to help you, okay? I'm not a judgmental person. I'm trying to keep y'all safe. And I'm not an elder. I'm not a godmother. I'm not a teacher. But I've seen a lot, and I don't want anything happening to y'all, okay? And damn sure don't want you to be manipulated by a damn man with candles. Girl. No, ma'am. We are not doing that. And there's people out there that think that Nikki is working them and doing love spells on them. I don't know if I said this already. The last time I did a love spell was in February. And the man was on the phone when I was doing it, because he was my boyfriend at the time, and he knew I was doing it. He was there. I didn't tell him my secrets. He didn't know exactly what I was doing, but he knew what I was doing. Right? And it was just a light, sweet, indulgent candle. What on... Girl... Ma'am? What is that? This live is getting weird. But yeah, Nikki is not working any of y'all, I promise you that. So, I'm gonna get off of here. Hopefully this was not too harsh. Even if it was, I'm not being negative, I'm being real, and I'm trying to be Oprah, or Iyanla Van Sant. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Gently hold your hand, beloved. Because some of y'all are out of control. Okay? I love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.